So my math is right, I think. 18 hours difference from where you and I are. Is it still raining cats and dogs in Auckland as you and I are talking?
Yeah, no, it's been cloudy and raining all day today, even yesterday. I'm just lucky we got to play yesterday somehow.
No doubt. So how is it trying to practice in these conditions and navigating the hub system? It's 3 matches in 10 days after match day one. What's it like juggling all of these things so you can do these 3 matches?
Yeah, I mean, today, the first day we had to go and train indoors because, I mean, there was just no field that was available, like proper conditions for us to train. So we actually got lucky. We were able to train at like the Olympic Center, which had amazing facilities, on like plenty of gym equipment, had cold tubs, hot tubs. So it was really nice, especially after yesterday to recover there. But no, I mean it's definitely a bit of a challenge. Like we're here for 10 days and we have 3 matches. So it's definitely a lot, of a load on the body, especially, playing these matches at super high intensity. But no, they provided us with great, fields, and we have a management room here where we can, go and stretch and roll out here as well in the hotel. So I mean they've honestly provided everything that we need to be successful here so far. So
How did this happen? Because this is your first professional gig. How did you end up in Vanuatu with Vanuatu United and OFC Pro? So it's brought to us by the letter V. You go from Virginia Tech to Vanuatu. How did this happen?
yeah, no, I mean it was crazy. I mean, honestly, I had a family friend. He's a coach in Charlotte, where I'm from, and he was actually originally applying for the job, for the head coach job here for Vanuatu. So he also put my name in as well because they knew that they were looking for players, and that's how I was originally brought up into the conversation with Christian. And so yeah, me and him just got on a Zoom call, and he explained to me the whole process of the league and how the team was going to work. And honestly, it was a no-brainer for me. I've been since 4 years old dreaming of becoming a professional football player. So for me, it was just besides the soccer part, I knew for me it would just be an amazing experience to go see the other side of the world. Never been on this side. I have traveled, a little bit to South America and Europe, but to come over here in Oceania and just experience, these beautiful islands over here and the people from here, I mean, it's been amazing. I'm very thankful the opportunity came through. So,
I was going to ask, how much of a culture shock was it, present tense, past tense, for you to do this with your first professional gig, 3/4 of the world away from where you were raised?
yeah, I mean, I'll be completely honest. When I got mentioned Vanuatu, I had not heard of the island. So, it was like, okay, well, I needed to look up on the map, where is it that I'm going exactly? But no, I mean, honestly, like, I saw the island online. It looked beautiful. I was like I said, it's not my first time traveling abroad, so I'm a bit of, used to adapting, and whatever the culture may be, or the environment may be. I feel like I've been always able to adapt pretty well. And yeah, I mean, when I got to Vanuatu, I was honestly a little bit more impressed than what I had expected. Like, where they have us staying, the apartments, great people there as well who help manage the apartments, and then the fields and the facilities. Like, I didn't really know what to expect. Christian gave me somewhat of a heads up. It might not be what I'm expected to, especially being at Virginia Tech. But I just knew that there was just an opportunity for me to play professional soccer, and that's all I really cared about. So, I mean, it's been great so far. I have no complaints whatsoever.
And you go into this new league. You're all almost like Christopher Columbus or whatever your favorite explorer is growing up when you were in history class. You're all taking these steps together as this new group, one team of 8 in this new league. I mean, do you feel? I mean, I would ask, do you feel kind of like a role model in all of this for someone who may not, sit there and say, well, do I want to take a first step like this for a first gig or for a job or something like that? Do you feel kind of role model-y here?
Yeah, yeah. I really feel like, especially from being so far away, like it's just like I feel like I have somewhat more of an audience, I would say. Because like I said, I feel like maybe people are not aware of, how many islands are over here and, this whole new league being a brand new, like they're not really aware, of this opportunity. And, I feel like for me, especially like my family, like me being the first professional football player in our family, like first professional athlete as well, like it just like I feel like, I've made my dream come true, and I know I've made their dream, come true as well, and they're very proud of me. And so I feel like, yeah, like me taking this step, to come far away, like I think, I provide an example of players like, you know, like to come to a new place, to be professional, like it's just it's just a blessing for me, honestly. And like I think a lot of players, like it shows like you can make the jump, and might be far, it's a big sacrifice, but if it's truly what you want to do in your heart, then you should go after it, especially like for me being young, like I feel like this is a prime time for me to just get out of my comfort zone and come explore the new world and do what I love. So
The pride of Fort Mill, South Carolina, William Cardona, hanging out with us here on the morning show on SDH AM. Three-quarters of the way around the world, a part of the OFC Pro League with Vanuatu United. Take me through match day one and what it was like knowing that this was going to be this first match for this first team. What was day one, match day one like for you?
yeah, it was honestly a mix of emotions, like you know, being able to be here in New Zealand, so far away from my family. That was like my first thing, like, being very far away from, I guess I would say my comfort zone. But I just knew like since we had been preparing, all these guys on the team, all the support staff that we had around us, like, we have everything here to succeed. And as well, like I was nervous, like I mean, nerves are part of it, if for me, like not only just playing in this environment, but like also knowing that it was going to be my first professional game. I felt like it was something that once I got done with it, it was like okay, like a little bit of weight was off my shoulders. But no, it was definitely an amazing atmosphere, like playing at Eden Park, especially like the biggest stadium I've ever played in. The grass was just perfect, like no no complaints about the surface. I mean, the fans showed out as well, for us and for Fiji. It was great atmosphere. And yeah, just knowing that though I had, all my family and friends watching back at home, and all the people from Vanuatu supporting us. We have such amazing support from all the people back at home. And yeah, it was just super exciting and super, I don't know, just super proud feeling, to be able to step out there and represent the country of Vanuatu. So yeah, it was just, just super exciting. And yeah, I was just super blessed to be out there.
All right, walk me through the chance that turns into a golazo, that turns into like the first, I think, moment for the league. Run through what you remember about it, and now that you're almost like
Yeah.
in the third person reference, walk me through that game tying goal for 2-2.
Yeah, I honestly, when extra time came, I didn't even know how much was added. I was like so like just focused on the game. I didn't even know how much that was added. I didn't see the lady put up the extra time. I didn't see the board or anything. I was just, locked into the game. Just wanted to give everything until the final minute. And yeah, I talked to the ref. I was like, "Ref, how much time is left?" He's like, "You got 3 minutes." I was like, "Oh man. All right, 3 minutes left to give everything." And yeah, I just remember like towards the end, we were focusing on just trying to put crosses into the box, and I knew with that being the goal, like there was going to be rebounds, there was going to be people clearances and stuff. So I was just looking for that second ball. And yeah, it came right to me. I was able to bring it down and I just saw the goal and I was like, I'm going for it. And I shot it and I hit it as hard as I could. And it just went in, and I didn't expect it. I just, went for it. As soon as it went in, I was like, ah, and I just turned. I went to go celebrate with my team because I knew how much it was going to mean for all of us, especially at that moment to equalize. And yeah, I just looked up to the sky, thank God for it going in. And, I dedicated this game, my first professional game, and that goal, especially like to my grandpa who first introduced me to soccer. I lost him back in COVID. And I was just an amazing moment. As soon as I was celebrating with the guys, like I was just crying and I was just happy at the same time. It was so many emotions flying through me. Like I was honestly about to cramp when I shot that ball, and as soon as I may scored, it just went away. It was gone. So you know how it is, that adrenaline, like everything just hits you at once. And yeah, I just was so happy to equalize and just to be there for my team, you know.
So then you do the post-match interview, and obviously you were still very emotional. We played that back the morning after. Then I imagine your phone is blowing up at that point when you go back into the locker room and you see your phone. I imagine it was blowing up. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I mean, I had a lot of family and friends watching the game back at home. Like, thankfully, it was at a good time. It was 3 p.m. here, so 9 p.m. back at home. So, everyone was able to tune in. And yeah, as soon as I got on my phone, I didn't even want to look at it. I was like, I already know, like, I'm just trying to take it all in. Like, like I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And yeah, when I look at my phone, I just had a bunch of messages on Instagram and my family, messaging me on WhatsApp, and we have a group chat, big family group chat. Everyone was like, "Wow, like, did you see that?" Like, and yeah, it was just amazing. And the first person I called was my family. My mom and my dad were with my grandma and my aunt. They were watching the game together, and yeah, oh man, it was just amazing to talk to them, and they were just so happy and excited for me. They were crying as well, and yeah, I mean, it was just an amazing moment for me, honestly, a dream come true.
No doubt. And when you left the land of the Chicago Maroon and Burn Orange to be a part of what's going on there at Vanuatu, what part of your game did you think you still needed to work on to be ready to be this professional that you are right now?
Um, I would say a lot of it's like my mindset, my mentality, like going into this, as a professional, you have to be very focused, very, very in tune with what you're doing every single day, even outside of football, like taking care of your body, eating the right things. Coming from playing in the university to here, it was definitely a different style of play, but I would say it got me prepared in terms of like it's very physical in college, very intense. And then I feel like as well coming here, like I just knew I had to kind of refocusing on the tactical side, being more aware of how we're gonna stand up to teams, and being against Bull, like we didn't really know how they were gonna come at us, but kind of analyzing the game as soon as the game starts. Okay, what's their game plan? How are we gonna be able to counterattack, or how are we gonna defend? And just being a leader out there as well. Like I was, lucky enough to be captain my last year at Virginia Tech, and it helped me a lot in terms of keeping the boys together, no matter the result during the game, keeping everyone together, making sure that, no one's heads down and everyone's, giving everything into the final minute. So I'm very, very lucky that I was able to, keep my head up and well, and be that example for the guys, like, to show that even in the last minute, we can still come back and, be able to make a difference in the game.
When you have questions still, I'm hoping that you've got international minutes or you've got international talk and text, and WhatsApp doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. When you still have questions today, who do you sit there and go, I've got a question about what I'm doing, how I'm playing? Is there anybody back here in the US that you sit there and you can dial up and they'll pick up the phone to sit there and give you instant feedback? Do you still have those kind of contacts?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like, I talk a lot to my friends back playing at Virginia Tech. Like they're all, I have a lot of good close friends I stay in contact with since leaving. And they were all watching the game, supporting me. And I talked to them. I asked them, what do you think? What do you think happened in the game? Like they give me kind of their feedback. I talked to a very close like coach of mine growing up. He's very like in tune in terms of not even just like the football side, but even the tactical, and like I guess I would say the things that go in behind the scenes of football. So I mean, he's always reading and analyzing different things, and I talk to him as well, just for him to help me kind of keep my head on straight, focus about the little things and the details in the game. And then of course just my family. Like I know family may be a bit biased, but it feels good to know that they're always, supporting me and just watching me, and that they're happy that I'm, following my dreams. So all of that, and then as well, I'm very very religious. I believe in God, and I just thank him every day, and I always put my faith in him, no matter what happens out there. Like I know that, he's giving us this opportunity, every day to step out there and play the game in his name. So, all of those things, they really help me, just to move forward.
Is there one verse or a couple of verses that may ring truer to you when it comes to this journey that you're on and what you are looking to accomplish, not just as a player, but as a young man?
Yeah, I mean, before the game, I had my buddy and my mom tell me like the same verse. It was kind of crazy. Like they told me the same verse from the Bible. It was Psalm 27, and it said, the Lord is my light and my salvation." It said, "Whom shall I fear?" So for me, like knowing that, like I have nothing to fear going into these games. All of us are there to of course prove a point, but the only person that I fear is God, and for me, it just gives me that sense of support, knowing that like I'm out there. He gave me this opportunity, and I'm out there just playing in his game. Like I'm just thankful for the opportunity every single day that I get to step out there. And yeah, another thing for me is like just never giving up. I never want to give up. I always want to have that mindset of, play to the last minute. I'm very, very keen on that because in the past I have been the person to put his head down, like, not believe in, okay, like, oh, I feel like the game's over. Like, no, I mean, it went to show like I was able to score in the last minute, and it just shows that you got to play into the final whistle. So those are always things I kind of keep in the back of my mind.
Next matchup, South Island United, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What has study hall been like getting ready for that one, considering that this is a cramming of a test with this hub that you're in right now? It's going to be like cram for a test, put it away, cram for another one, put it away, cram for the third one, put it away. What's it like cramming for this first test against South Island?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, we haven't exactly looked at them fully yet, because we wanted to focus first on Auckland. That was our next game.
Yep.
And we were all hoping that we could watch them against Bula, but that game obviously got postponed, so that kind of, didn't help us either. And they're gonna come with fresher legs than us, but I think soon, I think tomorrow, we know we're gonna have our meeting. Today is more of a recovery day, kind of just take care of our bodies, eat well. And tomorrow, we're gonna get right back into film and look at them. We saw a little bit of them when we watched the Auckland game, their first match. So yeah, I think just knowing that, like, it felt amazing that I feel like we had a big improvement from game one to game two. I think that gives us a major confidence boost, just showing that, we created a lot of chances in that game against Auckland, and we can do the same thing against South Island. And yeah, just a big confidence boost from the second game, that we saw good things, good positive things, and of course we have to learn from the bad things as well that we did. So yeah.
All right, so let me see if I've got the checklist. So Fort Mill, South Carolina, SC Whitmore,
Mhm.
Winthrop, Vatek, and now brought to us by the letter V at Vanuatu. Did I miss a step?
No, sir.
Well, it was great to see you, especially get that marker to make it 2-2, a historic moment for the OFC Pro League as you continue your first tour as a professional. So, William, it's great to see you. And we're obviously going to be keeping an eye on things with the OFC Pro this whole season. And, be keeping an eye on you. And may your WhatsApp group be open and all the messages be fantastic. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Great to see you, my friend. Don't be a stranger. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.